This hunt here is one of those cool opportunities that you get that is kind of unexpected. We did a sweepstakes out on our Hunt Talk forum, and the winner was drawn for a grand prize, a hunt with me, filmed for the TV show in New Mexico, Colorado, or Montana. And the winner, Tom Wagner, said, New Mexico elk sounds pretty good to me. Sounds good to me too.
Just go. Right there, just pick a lane. Shoot.
Well, Tom was lucky enough to win the sweepstakes that we had on our website last year. So I'm hoping he's lucky enough to find a really big bull. Hunting is all about the relationships, the landscapes, the animals, the wildlife. But if you look at how we talk about our hunting friends, oh, my hunting buddy, my hunting friend, the guy I hunt with, whatever it might be, we bond together through this activity we call hunting. We're gonna walk into a spot tonight that we heard a bunch of elk this morning. Maybe we can put our eye on one of them, and it'll be big enough that Tom says I'd shoot that one tomorrow.
That'd be okay. I'm Tom Wagner from Arizona. There's no place I'd rather be than out here in the outdoors, and I love to hunt. There's this one thing I'm really happy about, and I'm the winner for the inaugural Win a Hunt with Randy Newberg Sweepstakes that was online and also on TV. I couldn't believe it. You could have knocked me over with a feather. I waited till the last afternoon to put my name in the hat, and a couple days later, Randy's on the phone asking me where I wanted to go hunting with him. And here we are in New Mexico. I've hunted with a bow for, heck, over 30 years now. This is a rifle hunt, so it's going to be new game for me, and looking forward to it a lot. Randy seems like a great guy, so let's have some fun. Every bit of green stuff here, like this, it's just been grazed way down everywhere. Okay, elk have been hammering this, which is why we hunt burns. Oh yeah. People ask me a lot of times of, how do you find where to go? One of the first things I do, I go to there's a website called NCWeb, and you go there and it'll show you all the burns that the Forest Service has been tracking for quite a long period back. You're looking at the last 3 to 5 years? Yeah. Okay. And if there's a burn and water nearby, I'm elk hunting there, especially if I can get away from the roads. Cool, cool.
I'm not sure if it was a blessing or a curse. The morning before season, we walked into this canyon, and I think we counted 10 we weren't sure if it was 10 elk or 12 elk, just bugling in different spots, with it none any further than probably a mile from us. And we looked at each other like, this is gonna be easy.
This is a good spot, Tom.
I like it. I think this could be a destination spot, so that even if they are moving, they're not going to be moving out.
Right. Well, here's my thought on this spot, Tom. Yeah. We heard all that bugling this morning. We heard a lot of different bulls in this basin. This evening we're not seeing them. We're hearing a little bugling up there, but you never know where they're going to be. They're going to go down here to feed. And which of these drainages, ridges, benches they choose in the morning, anybody's guess. This ridge with this burn puts us right in the middle of their travel corridor. So if they come low, we can go over this crest, maybe get a shot. If they're over there, hey, if they want to keep singing all morning, we'll drop down, we'll sneak over there.
Okay.
Or there's all this feed over here in this burn area. Yeah.
We're surrounded.
As much as I love to have a sighting and say, all right, this is the one we're going after the first day, right now it doesn't look like that's going to happen as it gets dark here, but
I know they're in here.
Yeah.
And
There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
everything they want is here. Food, water, and security. A lot of security.
Leupold's Fresh Tracks with Randy Newberg is brought to you by Leupold Optics, Go Hunt Insider, changing how hunts are found, Kenetrek Boots for the trail less traveled, the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, and by Rocky Mountain Hunting Calls. We call the game.
So that morning before season when we were scouting, we didn't have cameras with, so not that we can show you bugles, you'd have to hear them. But that kind of set our plan. All right, we know there are a bunch of bulls in this general area. We're just gonna hunt it, hunt it, hunt it, hunt it. And that's what we did.
Public land hunting.
Yeah. Truck just pulled up right down here and they're slamming their door. You know, Tom, we should have took you on one of these private ranch hunts. But I don't know how that would fit in our TV show. And you know what's gonna happen? We're running the sweepstakes this year. They're gonna see how hard of a hunt you had. And people are gonna say, no, I want my money back.
This is the first hour.
All right, Tom, I'm gonna get my pack on here. And we're gonna let these elk here continue to sleep for the rest of the week or whatever. They just didn't want to talk today. So
They did not.
I think what we do is we go find where they're watering. There is a water hole down there somewhere. And we go find it if it takes us all day or it takes us all week. Because that's one of the things that's going to concentrate them here.
It's warmed up today, some. So.
With Randy, you know, everybody's seen him on TV, and he seems like a great guy, but you know what? He is who he is. And he's exactly the person that I was hoping he was going to be. He's got a heck of a lot of knowledge about elk hunting and the outdoors, but also that he's very committed, and it shows all the way through everything. He's committed to conservation, he's committed to the animals, he's committed to the land. Here we are in public land, and that's one thing he's really an advocate for, is to keeping the public land public so that the American citizen can get out here and enjoy this thing.
You can see where the waters have been in there.
Yeah, look at that. Been in here recently.
Yeah, that's a bull right there.
Yeah. This is definitely a spot to keep in mind.
And it's remote.
Yeah, there's no vehicle tracks, nothing. And lots of water. And this was a very difficult hunt, very strenuous hunt, challenging hunt, and not once did Tom complain. Every time I looked at Tom, he just had a big smile. I'm in New Mexico and I'm hunting elk. And just that, someone with that type of personality, that outlook on how they approach things, makes any hunt way more fun. But when you're dealing with a really challenging hunt, like an elk hunt, a public land elk hunt, where there's a lot of hunting pressure, there's a lot of other people here, and the elk are kind of in that transition between the rut and the late season, that attitude that Tom brought to this hunt is probably the thing I'm going to remember the most. 2 days down, we got 3 to go. I don't know if you've got a better idea than this. My ideas haven't been very good, so speak up if you need to, but I'm thinking in the morning we come into this basin again because there's so much sign and so much feed. If we hear bugles in the dark, we go after them. And then in the afternoon, we go set
They're in here.
Well, it just climbed up about 600 feet elevation. And our goal is right over for this saddle. There's a bunch of rocks up here to the left. We're going to get up there right after the time sun comes up. Just glass that basin. We saw some cows in there yesterday.
For the first 3.5 days of the hunt, we were so convinced that those elk would still be in there that we just probably wasted some time by being overly confident that those elk would be there for us. And as hunting pressure came, and it wasn't a very big area. I mean, we're talking an area that's maybe a mile long and 3/4 mile wide. And if you start having people driving around, walking in, blowing bugles, doing stuff, those elk quickly find other places to go to. And it took us the better part of 3 days to decide that, you know what, we're gonna leave these ponderosas, we're gonna go up high to the aspen and spruce. The pressure's on, Tom. We need a touchdown and the
Fourth
extra
quarter.
point.
Fourth quarter, let's do it.
But what we did, we came up high, we probably gained another 1,000 feet of elevation just because everything we tried earlier wasn't working. So we're up in the aspens and fir and spruce. So what the heck? What'd you say, Tom? Sooner or later you got to step outside the box.
We are outside the box of where we've been.
So
Depends on how far outside the box we go.
yeah, we'll see. So the hunt kind of transitioned from this lower country up to the higher country where you see the beautiful yellow aspens and more water, just a little more open country that you can actually glass from. It was almost like a change of location ended up with a change in luck.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that if you were up in here, you'd have a lot of shade and cover that if you had to move around and cover the wallows down here, up here. And there's that little bald knob up here. I'll just go up there and keep my eye on things. Try to stay out of your way.
And the first evening we went and sat a wallow way up high, and then a couple cows came in, nothing real spectacular, but you could just look at the ground and see all the fresh droppings, all the fresh tracks. And you could just say, you know what, there's gotta be some elk here.
What we're gonna do, we're gonna take this ridge here up above that meadow. We're gonna hunt both sides because I think there are elk moving back and forth. Soon.
Day 5, fourth quarter.
Day 5, yeah.
2-minute warning.
There's not much sand left in the hourglass right now.
And so the plan was the next morning, the last morning of the hunt, we're gonna go back in there, but we're gonna go way around, we're gonna walk all these ridges, we're just gonna hoof it, and we're gonna hunt hard.
Leupold's Fresh Tracks with Randy Newberg is brought to you by Howa Precision Rifles and Barreled Actions, Sitka Specialized Outdoor Wear and Equipment, Hunt by Onyx Maps, Land Ownership Hunting Maps, Nosler, when your tag is drawn, make it count. Load Nosler up front. And by the Boone and Crockett Club.
The further we walk, the more people we see. Public land, Southwestern. Good guys. What do you do, you know?
And as we're going that morning, we run into a guide and his client, a really nice guy. And they got the same plan we do. And they said, well, we're gonna go up the hill. All right, we'll go across out over around these points here. And as we were walking away from that meeting, that encounter with the guide and his client, Tyler says, I'm sure I heard a bugle a couple ridges over, and well, let's go check it out. And we walk over there, and as we get closer, it gets a little louder and a little louder, and then there's a second bugle, a second elk bugling somewhere else. And now we're thinking, okay, this could be the morning. It's taken us 4.5 days to get to this point. But maybe, just maybe, this is our chance. I get a lot more aggressive in my hunting the last day. And I told the guys, we're just going in there. We're gonna get as close as we can to this bull, and I'm gonna try to make him talk. And while I get him talking, you guys are gonna go in front of me, and you're just gonna find a way to get close enough for a shot. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. One of the keys is you need a bull that is aggressive and wants to defend his cows rather than run off and hide. And this guy, he wanted to fight.
That bull is screaming up there. I know it. You and Tyler just go, and I'm gonna stay back here and call it. Keep him going and keep him going. I'm going. Tyler, just go.
And I'm not sure how everything unfolded because Tyler and Tom, they got out in front, and I could just occasionally make out their outline going through this really thick, like dog hair, dead blowdown. There was a reason those elk were in there, because they know that humans can't navigate that stuff very quickly. When they got in there really close, there were 2 bulls in the group, and the 6-point bull went to the right and Tom went over that way. And the bigger bull was actually a 5-point, and he was out in front, and Tyler was there on the camera. And in these short little windows we're talking about here, you get a shot for 1 or 2 seconds.
Right there, just pick a lane. Shoot. Make it happen. Make it happen. Good.
And so by the time Tom got over to where the camera was set up, that bull had turned, the bigger bull had turned and moved off. And after that, it was nothing but just glimpses of him, or, you know, the hind end going through the trees, which we don't take those kind of shots on this show. It's just not what we do, and I'm sure most of you don't either. Well, something tells me Tom has a story to tell.
When I catch my breath, I'll tell you.
I got a callus on my mouth from bugling for the last 20 minutes. Was that a bull that was bugling back at me, or was it 2?
A narrow, like a 5 by, no, it's a 6 by small short fifths, and a big body flyby.
Really?
Big. He was the one that was growling.
Really?
And I was so close. And I got down on my knee to get a shot. And he moved. And then the last time, I ran after him because it looked like he stopped. I got down on my knee, take another shot. He moved, and then he.
It's not fair in this kind of brush.
Well, that's why they're here, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, they bed here, they bail out of here.
They can go every which way they want.
Yeah, unless you can hurdle 6-foot blowdowns.
This isn't archery hunting. I'm glad I archery hunt. I don't think I'd survive doing this every year.
I watched Tom as he was telling the story, and there was this level of excitement mixed with this level of, dang, so close. How did we not get that done? But any of you who hunt, you know that's outcome.
If it weren't for me, we would be showing you a big 5x right now. And I didn't follow the cameraman. I went into remote and followed another bull, and I kind of screwed it up. But let me tell you, it was a heck of a lot of fun.
So we leave here. Tom doesn't have his elk, but I know as Tom leaves, I know I've got a new friend, and I hope that Tom feels the same way. And thanks a lot, Tom. It's been a special experience, and couldn't have a better guy win the sweepstakes. Appreciate your attitude, appreciate all that you do, and best of luck in all your future hunts.